excuse me, but all of those workaround videos explaining to you how to get MCPs working as community nodes on N8N are a thing of the past. And that's because N8N just released the newest version, 188, as you can see here, and the main features inside this new release, which is, by the way, it's a still pre-release, are related to MCPs. I'm gonna show you in this video, but you should know that you now have MCPs as a server trigger for any workflow, and you can call MCP as an agent too, that will call that server that you just set up in another separated workflow. You're more than welcome to read it all, but in this video, I'm gonna show you how to actually set it up and use it. And by the way, in this video, I'm gonna show you not only how to deploy this MCP server to N8N, but also using Cursor and Claude. And of course, we're gonna test it all. First things first, you need to be on the version 1.88, so make sure you have your N8N updated for this one. As indicated by the N8N team, this version is still pre-released, so I would recommend you not use that version in production yet. Rather, just testing it out and getting to know the new feature. So how do you build your MCP? First thing that you need to do is build your MCP server. Before you use it as a tool, you need to have the server set up. Just so you know, this is how one MCP server can look like or would look like. To build it, it's quite easy, frankly, now that everything is native. So no more workarounds. You just create a new workflow. If you type MCP, you're gonna see MCP server trigger. Here you have a few important things that you need to set up. The path, I would just recommend you using something friendly. So in this case, let's say MCP YouTube video, and this is gonna show up. And you just start adding tools. So whatever it is that you want to give your MCP server access to. Let's say for this exercise, Google Calendar. And the one thing is, you want to add one tool for each operation you want this server to have access to. In this case, create. I would recommend just letting the AI model decide here. If you are not familiar with what is let the AI model define, which is this button here, you're just telling it, I want the AI to decide what is the time to start this event that we are going to ask it to create. And how are you going to ask? We're going to have an AI agent interact with this MCP server. So in your natural conversation way, you're going to ask for, please create an event for me for whatever. When you have the AI agent decide, he will do so based on the natural conversation that you are having. Description, that's what summary is. And you can add more things here. As I said, I would encourage you to add more tools of the same Google Calendar because you want it to have access to more than one operation, right? So create and let's say get or get many. Also, let's say something that we want to give access to is the drive. So you have Google Drive here. And again, you want to have more than one operation. Just gonna have it decide here. Also, Google Sheets, for instance, here you can have resource a sheet within a document or a document itself. I would like to add here two more, let's say, unusual tools. One is crypto prices. So CoinGecko. Again, you have more than one operation here, and this one you don't need a credential. Finally, the NASA tool. Yeah, I didn't know that existed up until a few days ago as well. Here, you're gonna need a credential, but this one is quite easy to get. What you wanna go is go to api.nasa.gov. Just fill this form here. First name, last name, email, how you're going to use. When you click sign up, you're going to receive your API key by email within just a few minutes. When you do so, you're just gonna set up the credential here, choose a resource. The one that we're going to test in a few minutes is astronomy picture of the day, which is pretty cool. Once you set up your MCP server, of course, you can have more than one, and your server can have access to other N8N workflows just by using this node here. Take your time, build your MCP server, and give access to what you wanted to have access to. Let's use the one that I have it ready here already, which is MCP server, Google and more. I can call it, let's say, YouTube class, for instance. As you can see here, we have the Google Calendar, we have Drive, Gmail, Google Sheets, CoinGecko for the crypto prices that I mentioned, Google Search API, and the NASA, as I mentioned. Now that you have the server, how can you use it as a tool? Or how can an AI agent call this server as a tool? Let's go back to this example here that will show how to create, delete everything. And you're gonna want to go to, of course, a new workflow and build an AI agent. We already know that we are going to test things with calendar, right? It's a good thing for you for the system message to have the date, the time, and the time zone. That's something that I always do whenever I give access to my calendar. And how you do that is, this is the kind of syntax that you use. Today is today, and The time is now. The time zone is, I'm just gonna go with GMT -3. Okay, so this is my prompt for this example. And you wanna add the chat model as, I'm gonna go with OpenAI, just for the sake of this example. Memory, again, just for the sake of this example, I'm gonna use the N8N one. And this is the tool that you're going to look for MCP here. And you're gonna see a native MCP client tool. This is going to connect to your MCP server that you just built on another workflow. And to set it up, what you need to do is go to your MCP server. The first thing that we did was setting up this URL here. This is the SSE endpoint that you need to provide in here. The one thing that I should tell you is for use it in production URL, you always want to have both your workflows active and of course saved. So once you do that, your MCP will be up and running. Quick detail here, especially if you're running N8N on your Docker locally. As you can see, I do use that whenever I'm recording videos. You can see my MCP server URL, it's pointing to a local host 5678 port, which is typical for N8N. Whenever you are about to copy this, paste it to your AI agent MCP clients tool. When you do so, you're gonna want to replace localhost for the IP address. I'm not sure why it's happening, but it is happening. So you need to replace this localhost for the IP address, and you can find that on your Docker. If you don't know where to find, just go to your Docker desktop containers specs, and here you're gonna look for IP. Okay, back to the video. So once you do that, your MCP will be up and running. Again, I have one set up here, so let's use mine. This is the same thing. We can now test it and interact with this AI agent that have access to our MCP server. So let's go with, can you create an event for myself on April 15th called record new YouTube video for 1 p.m. Let's see how it responds. Email address so I consider. This is something that ideally you would have set up with the prompt or even with the tool. It's saying that the event was created and we can check it. So let's click here. Yeah, it was created. As you can see, April 15th, 1 p.m. Good. Now let's test crypto prices. Let's ask about Bitcoin. And the price is pretty accurate. By the way, it should be fun to watch this video 1 year or 2 years, 5, 10 years from now and see this price here. But this is not an investment recommendation. I'm in no position to give you so. Now, can you show me the astronomical photo of the day? I'm not sure if the name is correct, but it should get it right. Let's see. If we get it here, it's gonna be pretty cool. That's amazing. Here's an astronomy picture of the day. The galaxy center in radio from, I can't pronounce this word. That's pretty dope. Viewing high resolution here. Let's see. Oh wow. Of course, I have no idea what any of this means, but let's do a quick recap. We set up the MCP server. We set up the AI agent. We have tried and tested the AI agent with the MCP tools for specific tasks, such as Google calendars, crypto prices, and even NASA photos. Now let's test the Google Sheet and Google Drive. Can you create a spreadsheet called YouTube video MCP? Okay. Can you create Google Drive folder called YouTube video MCP? Now, can you move the spread you just created to the just created Google Drive folder? Let's see. It says it's been successfully moved. So let's check it out. Yep, it's here. As you can see, YouTube video MCP with the file in here. It's all working. So now, as promised, I'm gonna teach you how to set up this AI agent inside Cursor and inside Claude. Now, we were very successful in setting up the MCP server and accessing this MCP server via MCP clients tool as part of AI agents in N8N. We can access the same MCP server via Cursor and Claude. This is how you do it. If you're Claude, you're gonna go for settings, and here in developer, you want to edit the configuration. For you, it might not be add configuration, but add. Depends on if you already have done that step or not. Anyway, it's gonna open this Claude desktop config. Once you open that, you just need to copy and paste the codes that I'm gonna leave in the description. This is the code. You can edit in a text format as well. I just happen to be doing on a code format, but text format would be fine. And you need to change this URL here for the URL that's on your MCP server that you set up on N8N. Remember, this is the one. So you want to get the production one, copy and paste it here. Okay, and this is the code. Let's close this. So when you open your Claude again, it should show this icon here. That means the MCP tools are available. You can just ask information such as, can you check my calendar for April 15th? Probably gonna ask you for the first time. You can go for allow for this chat and it should return the same information that we checked on N8N AI agent. So that's it for Claude. Now let's go for Cursor. When you open Cursor, you wanna go for settings and MCP. Here you can see that I have mine added already, but what you need to do is add new global MCP server, and here you're gonna paste the very same code. Of course, you're gonna use your own URL here and just save. And once you do that, you can come here for a chat, for instance, and can you check my agenda for April 15th? Also gonna ask for permission, unless you have the YOLO mode, if you know what I mean. Probably not the best response from Cursor. It checked for 2024. Yeah, return, record new YouTube video. Good, so it's all working. You can now build your own MCP server, build your own AI agent, both on N8N, but also you can use the MCP server you set up on N8N in your Cursor and Claude, both on the free versions, by the way. If you find that video useful, please leave a comment, like, and subscribe. Cheers, have a good week.